Okay, so today we're going to be looking at 10 Wonderkids. We're in the 5th video of this series. But yeah, we're going to be looking at another 10 Wonderkids today and see how their careers have progressed 10 years on. The first person we're going to look at is Jamal Musiala. He is 29 years old in this save. He's made 15 appearances for the German national team, which is kind of absurd that it's only that low. But yeah, so he's on 375k a week at PSG in the save now. So, his transfer value is anywhere between 52 to 156 million pounds. He is extremely agile. He's got extremely good balance, extremely good natural fitness, really fast, decent strength, 6 foot. His off the ball movement's really good. His vision's extremely nice. His work rate's really good, extremely high flair, good decision making, really composed, and he's got really good anticipation, extremely good dribbler of the ball, extremely good first touch, really good finishing, really nice long shots for a cam, pretty good at marking, very good passer of the ball, extremely nice technique. And his stat spread's just extremely nice. He's described as a elite attacking midfielder. His current ability in the save is 180, which makes him one of the best players in the save, for sure. Just a world-class leading cam. He can play a little bit deeper as a centre midfielder if you wanted to, or even as a left winger it says. And you could play him as a backup false 9 or a inverted winger as a right winger. So yeah, his career. He ended up staying at Bayern Munich for another 5 seasons pretty much, being a regular starter for them, and even at 19 he averaged a 7.33 rating, scoring 9 goals, getting 6 assists, which is absurd for a 19-year-old. Just extremely good player. And I mean, clearly he's just a world-class player, and at 20 years old he gets 15 goals, 5 assists in the league, which is nuts. He then gets 11 goals, 15 assists, which is ridiculous for a 21-year-old. And I mean, he averages 7.51 rating that season. But yeah, I mean, he's just one of the best midfielders in the world for sure, getting a 7.51 rating, 7.57, 7.46. He's extremely consistent, starts pretty much every single game for both Bayern Munich and PSG, whether it be in the league or Champions League, I assume. He's just a complete regular starter and a world-class player that becomes one of the best players in the world on this save. He ends up earning himself a £144 million move to PSG. He's been there for 4 seasons so far, scoring 13 goals, 9 assists, 9 goals, 13 assists, 5 goals, 11 assists as well. Yeah, I mean, he's just one of the best players in the save. So if you are Real Madrid, Barcelona, Manchester United, Man City, even Newcastle, depending on the amount of money they have, this is definitely somebody to pick up for sure. He's one of the best players in the save. The next person we're going to look at is Ansu Fati. He's 29 years old in the save. He's made 77 appearances for the Spanish national team. He's scored 23 goals. He can play left wing, right wing. It says he can play as a striker as well, but he's only 5'10", with a pretty terrible jumping reach as well. So I probably wouldn't personally play him as a striker, but you can if you wanted to. He can probably play as an advanced forward for sure, but I'd rather play him as an inverted winger on the left-hand side, personally. He's on 104. He's on 400k a week at Barcelona, which is nuts. Transfer value between 56 and 170 million pounds. He's extremely fast, extremely agile, got really good fitness, pretty decent strength for a winger, it's not terrible. Really good vision, really good off the ball movement, really insane flair. Really good decision maker, really composed, really good anticipation, good crossing, extremely good dribbling, extremely good finishing, extremely good first touch, and he's got insane long shots, which are really nice. On the wing he could cut inside and just shoot from a mile away, and with 14 long shots a lot of them will go in. It's really nice. Really good pass of the ball and really high technique. In this save he's reached a current ability of 164, which makes him a world-class winger for sure, that would start for any team in the world. In his career he stayed at Barcelona in the save, averaging a 7.2 rating. One of the years he got a 7 goals, 8 assists. He then got 9 goals, 1 assist, 13 goals, 4 assists, 11 goals, 7 assists, 12 goals, 13 goals, with a 7.65 rating, which is nuts. But yeah, he comes one of the best players in the save as well. One of the best wingers for sure. He's described as an elite winger, and yeah, he's just a world-class winger that would play for every team in the world. The next person we're going to look at is Federico Valverde. He's 33 years old in the save now, made 100 appearances for the Uruguayan national team, scored 17 goals, which is really nice for a centre midfielder. He's on 220k a week at PSG as well, as Jamal Musiala. That's a pretty nice midfield, Valverde and Musiala. But he's on 220k a week at PSG with a transfer value anywhere between 34 to 101 million pounds. He's extremely fast, really agile, really good balance, really nice natural fitness with a extremely high work rate that is paired together really nice, pretty decent stamina. Really high vision, really good teamwork, really good off the ball movement, really good flair, decision making, concentration, bravery, anticipation. He's a really good crosser of the ball, pretty good at finishing himself. He's got a good first touch, pretty good at taking free kicks, insane long shots, even better than Ansu Fati. That's kind of like just nuts long shots. That's really nice. Really insane pass of the ball as well. Got good marking, good tackling, good technique, and he has reached a 166 current ability, which makes him one of the world's best centre midfielders. He's described as a world-class midfielder. He stayed at Real Madrid for 7 years, where he got a 7.5 rating, 5 goals, 13 assists in one season, 1 goal, 12 assists in another with a 7.47 rating. I mean, he was a regular starter at Real Madrid for year after year, which clearly makes him a world-class player. He then went to PSG when he was 31 in the save for £42 million, and he's averaged a 7.2 rating there, even at 32 and 33. And yeah, I mean, he's just a world-class player. Even at 23, I mean, they love him, right? But clearly he's developed insanely well, and he becomes one of the world's best centre midfielders. If he isn't already in real life, I think he's definitely quality, but I don't think he's reached that yet. The next player we're going to look at is Henrique Araujo, the Portuguese striker, who's at Benfica in real life. He's now 30 years old in the save. He's made 15 appearances for the Portuguese national team, scoring 4 goals. He's on 325k a week at Juventus, with a transfer value anywhere between 44 to 133 million pounds. 6 foot tall with a decent jumping reach and decent heading. He's pretty fast, pretty agile, pretty good balance, pretty decent natural fitness. Okay, strength could be a little higher, but it's kind of fine, to be honest. His work rate's really good, his vision's decent, really good off the ball movement, really good decision maker, good concentration, really composed, really good anticipation, really good finisher, really good first touch, good dribbling, good crossing, really good heading, which pairs up with his jumping reach nicely and his height. Really good long shots, really good passing, really good penalty taker, and really good technique. He becomes a leading striker in the Serie A. Definitely a quality player that I think you can pick up for probably 20 million, 30 million at the start of save, and he would just be a solid striker for you for sure. He ends up getting a £43 million move to Leipzig, where he does pretty decently. In his second season, he gets 11 goals, gets a goal contribution every other game practically, in the Bundesliga, which is really nice. Then gets a £100 million move to Juventus, practically, and he's been there ever since, doing very well for them, becoming a regular starter for them, scoring 10 goals, 18 goals, 12, 13, 18. It's just a very consistent striker in the league for them that plays practically every game. Some seasons he gets a 7.3 rating, a 7.33, and he does extremely well throughout the course of his career, scoring 16 goals at one time in Benfica. And I think you can pick him up for £20 million, probably £30 million at the start of save. I don't think it'd be a crazy amount for a player that develops extremely well for most people. I would start for most teams. I mean, he's a regular starter for Juventus, so yeah, he'd definitely start for most teams in the world. The next person we're going to look at is Fabiano Parisi. He's 31 years old in this save now. Made 53 appearances for the Italian national team. The left back can play left wing back as well. Transfer value is between 18 and 54 million pounds now at 31. He's on 250k a week at Manchester City. His physical is extremely nice. He's extremely fast, extremely agile. He's got extremely good balance, pretty decent natural fitness and good stamina. He's got a high work rate, which is nice. Good defensive positioning, pretty decent off the ball movement. Good concentration, good composure, good anticipation. He's a good crosser and a good dribbler, which is extremely nice for a wing back. Extremely good first touch, really good marking, really good passing, really good tackling, really good technique. It's just an all-round great wing back or just full back, right? He's got everything you need. He's got the pace, got the acceleration, good at crossing, dribbling, good first touch, good tackling, good defensive positioning, good marking. But yeah, he's got everything you need for a wing back. He becomes a world-class left back, and I mean at Manchester City, starting practically most games in the league for them. When he was younger for sure, is obviously makes him a world-class left back. He ended up moving to Atalanta after one season in the save, £38 million. Did okay there, but he's still extremely young at that time. Got his £60 million move to Manchester City, where he's been a regular starter in the league ever since, until he was like 31, where they stopped playing him pretty much. But I mean, at that age, it's not really surprising, in football anyway. But yeah, he has been a regular starter for Manchester City for 7 or 8 years, doing pretty decently. I mean, his stat spread is extremely nice. He becomes a world-class player that I think is pretty expensive, clearly, by the fact that he was bought for £40 million in the second season. But if you do have the money for him, then I would definitely buy him. He becomes a very reliable player over the course of his career. The next player we're going to look at is Yunus Musa. The American centre midfielder is now 29 years old in this save. He's made 122 appearances for the American national team. Stayed at Valencia his entire career, which is kind of nuts. I'm surprised that no bigger club came in for him. He's on 53k a week, with his transfer value between 52 and 155 million pounds. He's pretty fast, got pretty good agility, balance, really nice natural fitness. Pretty decent strength as well, which is nice. He's got really good vision, really good defensive positioning, good off the ball movement, very good decision making, really nice concentration, really good composure, really good aggression, a really nice first touch, pretty solid finisher of the ball, very good at dribbling, crossing, taking corners, good at marking, good at passing. He's a competent penalty taker, very good at tackling, good technique. And it's just his stat spread all around is extremely nice. Sure, he could have a couple more greens, but he's a very competent player, really nice stats all around. He's reached a current ability of 151 in this save, which has maxed out his potential. I would say he's a regular starter or a leading La Liga player for sure. He's played 13 times in the Champions League for them this season, which is kind of nuts. They've made 13. What? That's a lot of appearances. Maybe they had to go for like qualifying or something. But yeah, so he stayed at Valencia his entire career, and as you can see, he's been a consistent starter for them. Not suffered too many injuries, considering the fact he made 31, 32, 35, 38, 38, 38, 36, 37 appearances for them season after season. One season he gets 9 goals, 8 assists. But yeah, he's always been like a really good performer for them, averaging around 7.2 or higher as he develops and as he gets a bit older. I mean, he's been a solid player for them. 3 goals, 13 assists. I'm not sure how much he'll cost, but yeah, again, if you're a top club, this is someone that would start for you. He's a quality player that I think you might be able to get for a reasonable price. The next player we're going to look at is Benjamin Sesko. He's 29 years old in this save now. The Slovenian has made 96 appearances for the Slovenian national team, scoring 40 goals, which is a really nice return in international football. He's on 300k a week at Manchester City, with a transfer value of 33 to 100 million pounds at 29 years old. His physicals are insane. He's really fast, really agile, got really good balance, really good jumping reach, really good natural fitness, and pretty good strength. His height paired with his jumping reach and his heading are extremely nice. He's probably the best aerial striker in the game, maybe the best target forward. I'm not sure if you'd use him as that. I would maybe use him as a pressing forward with 16 natural fitness and 14 work rate. And I don't think target forwards are that effective in like the highest divisions compared to lower league teams. I don't think it's as effective, at least I haven't experienced it personally. So I'd probably use him as a pressing forward, but I mean he's clearly a very good all-round striker. He's got really good anticipation, really good composure, really good decision making, insane off the ball movement, that's really nice. Got good vision and really good work rate, really good technique, really good passer of the ball, really good heading, really good finisher, really good dribbler, and a really good first touch. He becomes a world-class striker with a current ability of 164, practically maximising his potential out in the save. So in the save, he starts off at Salzburg, obviously. He gets a £20 million move to Leipzig. Salzburg's like the feeder club to Leipzig. I didn't know what to call Leipzig in that situation, but goes to like the brother club, I guess. Don't know what to call it. But like most Salzburg players end up going to Leipzig. For instance, you've got Dominik Szoboszlai that did that recently. But yeah, so he goes to Leipzig for £20 million. Scores 16 goals in his first season in 28 games, which is extremely nice. Then gets 1 in 2 the season after that, and then goes to Man City and becomes a pretty regular starter. He moves there for £85 million and does pretty decently. But yeah, if you do have the money, I would definitely buy this guy. Becomes the best aerial striker in the save, whilst still being extremely fast and having extremely good off the ball movement. This is someone that I might actually buy in my Wolf save, because he looked like he could be fun to develop for sure. The next person we're going to look at is Gabriel Slonina. In real life, I believe he got bought by Chelsea. I think this has gone through in real life, but I'm not really sure if it's just in the save. But yeah, so he's 28 years old in this save now. He's made 70 appearances for the American national team. I'm kind of surprised he's not already in the American national team at the current World Cup. But I think, yeah, he's still extremely young. But he has been getting first team football since he was 16 years old, and I expect him to be starting at the next World Cup for America. That's if they get there, but I assume they will, with the talent coming through and the amount of money that they're putting into the sport, and with how popular the sport is getting over there. I kind of assume that they will just get to the next World Cup. So he's on 245k a week at Bayern Munich, which is kind of nuts for a German club. Those wages are pretty high. His transfer value is anywhere between 68 to 204 million pounds. He's got extremely good jumping reach. He's 6'4", which really helps out. He's got really good composure, really good concentration, really good positioning. Really good at throwing the ball, really good reflexes, really good at one-on-ones, really good communication, command of area, and aerial reach is pretty insane as well. He's reached a current ability of 160 in the save, which makes him a world-class goalkeeper that would start for most teams for sure. In this save, I noticed that he rarely gets a chance for most of his teams. Gets loaned out back to Chicago for a couple of seasons, doesn't even make an appearance, then gets loaned to Reading, doesn't do very well at all, then goes back to Chelsea, doesn't even get a chance before he gets loaned out to Nottingham Forest, which he definitely did a little bit better, because I mean the 6.5 rating in the Championship isn't great. But yeah, goes back to Chelsea, then doesn't get a chance at all, gets a £18 million move to Bayern Munich, where he does okay. But yeah, he never really got given a chance in this save, and for someone that is a world-class goalkeeper, that's kind of weird. But I mean, he's at Chelsea, so that's not terribly surprising. But yeah, this is a world-class goalkeeper, and extremely young. if in a few seasons time you're able to buy this player, as in like from the start of the save when he's 18, say if you can get him at 20 or 21 years old, if you are a big club that has the money for him, then this is definitely someone to pick up, and you could keep him in your team for like 10 years, and he should be a consistent starter and a very good player that should be able to play in the Champions League and start in the league for you. But yeah, in this save he was never really given a chance, which is kind of weird, to be honest. The next person we're going to look at is Youssoufa Moukoko. He has made 0 appearances for the German national team, which is kind of nuts because in real life, I mean, he just got subbed on in the World Cup for them, so the fact that he hasn't made any appearances 10 years on is very weird considering how good he's predicted to be. So he is on 88k a week at Dortmund. He has stayed at Dortmund his entire career in this save. His transfer value is anywhere between 71 to 213 million. He's extremely fast, extremely agile, got extremely good balance, extremely nice natural fitness, decent strength. His work rate's okay, he's okay off the ball movement, flair really nice, extremely composed, decent anticipation, decent aggression, extremely good dribble of the ball, extremely good finishing, extremely good first touch, extremely decent at taking free kicks, nice long shots, good pass of the ball, good penalty taking, and a good technique. I found it kind of insane that in this save that he only becomes like a regular starter for a tier 1 like division team, I guess. When his potential ability is extremely high. So if in your saves you do see that this guy is available for a decent amount of money, because or if you can just afford him because you're a major club, then I definitely would buy this guy, because in the save he has a potential ability of 186, which makes him one of the world's best players if fully developed. But in the save, yet again, he wasn't given a chance at all. But if you do have the money for him, or if you see that he's transfer listed, barely playing, and Dortmund are offering up for a decent amount of money that you can afford, then I definitely would buy this player, because yeah, he becomes one of the best players in the world if fully developed. And yeah, so he stayed at Dortmund his entire career and pretty much didn't get given a chance in the save. The one season he did get good playtime. He got 12 goals in 23 games, which is averaging a goal practically every other game, and he averaged a 7.35 rating. But other than that, yeah, he didn't really get given a chance, didn't really get loaned out, and even without getting given a chance, he developed. His physical is extremely nice. Sure, his jumping reach could be higher for sure, and his heading isn't great at all. But a lot of his stats are really nice. He's pretty decently well-rounded as well. So yeah, if you are able to pick him up in your saves, if you're a major club that can afford him, or if you see that Dortmund aren't starting him, like I said, and they're going to offer him up for a decent amount of price that you can afford, then he's one to pick up, because yeah, he becomes one of the best players in the world. The last person that we're going to look at in this video is Ansu Fati. He's at Liverpool now in this save. He's 30 years old. He's made 5 appearances for the Italian national team. His physicals are insane. He's 6'3" with a 16 jumping reach and 14 heading, whilst having 14 passing, 12 vision and 13 first touch, which makes him one of the best centre backs in the game in my opinion, at least in this save. You could play him as a ball playing defender, he'd be completely fine, and he's got extremely nice aerial stats with a height that backs that up. And yeah, he's just one of the best centre backs in this save. He's pretty fast, pretty agile, got a really good balance. He's also left footed, which is nice. He can play as a left centre back. Really good jumping reach, like I said, really good natural fitness, and really strong. He's got good work rate, good teamwork, good defensive positioning, okay leadership, a really good decision making, a really good concentration, really good anticipation, like I said, a good first touch, good heading, really good marking, really good passing, really good tackling, and decent technique, which makes him one of the most valuable centre backs in the game. A left-sided ball-playing defender with 6'3" height, insane jumping reach, insane heading. He's just an all-round insane centre back. and he becomes a world-class centre-back with a current ability of 162, which means he would start for practically like every team in the world. It's kind of absurd to me that in the save he didn't really get much of a chance, especially at Nice anyway. He was there for like 5 seasons, didn't get given a chance at all. Then moved to Verona for £4.6 million, where he started 2 seasons and did okay. Then got himself a £34 million move to Liverpool. He's been a regular starter for Liverpool ever since. And I mean, if you're a regular starter for Liverpool, then clearly you're a world-class centre-back, and his stats do back that up. You might be able to get this guy for cheap, I assume. Or at least in this save, you definitely were. But if you are able to pick up this guy for cheap in your save, or if you are just a massive club again that can afford him, you have the money for him, then this is definitely somebody to pick up. He becomes the best left-footed centre-back in the save for sure. He's he's extremely good aerially, and a competent ball-playing defender that can play on the left side centre-back. He's probably the best left-footed centre-back in the save. But yeah, so that is all 10 people that we're going to look at in this video. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. I do make a lot of these Wonderkid type videos where we go through Wonderkids and see how they have progressed throughout the saves. We've got like a massive list of people that I'm still going to look at throughout this series. If there are any particular Wonderkids that you want me to look at, then leave it in the comments, because you know I'm fine with doing that. I'm going to make tons of these type of videos anyway. And yeah, I do enjoy this kind of thing, just seeing how people progress throughout their careers. But yeah, so if there is anybody you want me to take a look at in particular, then yeah, like I said, just leave it in the comments and I'll do that in the next videos. Thank you for watching. Yeah, that is all for this video.